A tragic beginning to the new year. Two helicopters collide off the Gold Coast of Australia, today on Taking Off. Welcome to Taking Off, I'm Christy Wong. While many of us in North America are clad in jackets and cranking up our heaters, Australians are enjoying their summer school vacation. The Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia is a popular tourist destination during the summer holidays. It's home to several theme parks and miles of sandbars and surfing beaches. One of those theme parks is SeaWorld, which offers an array of attractions, including a marine park, waterway cruises, and helicopter tours. Monday, January 2nd, started out like any other summer holiday on the Gold Coast. The beaches were packed full, and several tourists awaited their turn for the exclusive helicopter tour to see the sights from the air. There's been increased demand for these types of tours, and the helicopter companies have responded by offering shorter trips, 10 minutes, and now even 5-minute tours. The goal is to get passengers on, get airborne quickly, do your circuit in the air, land quickly, and then swap the passengers out. Lather, rinse, repeat until all of the paying passengers have had their flights. This also means the airspace gets very congested with multiple aircraft in the area at the same time. At around 2 p.m. local time, one of the SeaWorld helicopters, registration Victor Hotel X-Ray Hotel Niner, was returning from a tourist flight carrying 6 people. I'm going to refer to this one as the arriving helicopter. At the same time, another SeaWorld helicopter, registration Victor Kilo Quebec, was departing with 7 people on board, piloted by SeaWorld's chief pilot Ash Jenkinson. This one will be known as the departing helicopter. According to the Australian Transportation Safety Bureau, or ATSB, here are the facts they've gathered in the early stages of the investigation. Both helicopters were about 200 meters in the air, or around 600 feet, when they closed in on each other. The departing helicopter's main rotors collided with the arriving helicopter's front left-hand section, which caused the departing helicopter's main rotor blades and its gearbox to completely separate from the aircraft. Because of this, the departing helicopter crashed on the sandbar below. There's been some conflicting information. Some have said that the helicopter went nose down, and others said that it flipped on its back while going down. But either way, 4 people from that helicopter were unfortunately pronounced dead at the scene, and 3 people from that helicopter were taken to the hospital in serious condition. The arriving helicopter sustained considerable damage done to the front left-hand section where the pilot was sitting, but the pilot was able to limp the aircraft down to a landing on the sandbar. Incredibly, this incident was captured on video by one of the passengers in the arriving helicopter. In fact, the ATSB has said they have many hours of footage captured on camera from multiple angles, both inside and outside of the helicopters. The question everyone wants to know is, how could this happen? And people want to know so they could try to prevent it in the future. There's a possible connection in the helicopters themselves. Both of these helicopters were Airbus, also known as Eurobus, EC-130s, which are light utility helicopters with Fenestron tail rotors. One significant design feature of the EC-130 is that it can be configured for the pilot to sit either right seat, which is the traditional helicopter positioning, or left seat. The EC-130 has broken ground in that it's the first helicopter designed by the manufacturer specifically for air tour operators. And by moving the pilot to the left seat, the collective is more out of harm's way when passengers are on board. These 2 particular helicopters had the pilot positioned in the left seat. This doesn't seem like a big deal for us fixed-wing pilots, but in the rotor wing world, pilots typically sit in the right seat, and traffic patterns for helicopters are generally right-hand patterns, whereas fixed-wing is typically to the left. It turns out that the company had just recently taken delivery of these helicopters in November, so they were new to the fleet. The other 2 helicopters in the fleet were older Squirrel 350s, which have a conventional right seat pilot arrangement. So the big question investigators will want to know is whether the pilot's view had anything to do with the collision. You can see in some of the videos by witnesses that the departing helicopter was ascending toward the right when it collided with the landing helicopter, meaning it's possible that the departing helicopter's pilot had a restricted view. Of course, we won't know for sure until the ATSB has concluded their investigation. They're hoping that it only takes a few months to conclude, considering they have so much evidence and information to work from. In addition to the video footage, investigators also have survivors from the crash, including the pilot of the arriving helicopter, who will be able to recount his version of what happened. These helicopter tours are generally very safe, and these types of incidents are very rare. SeaWorld is just one of many helicopter tour operators in the area. They stay in close communication with each other over CTAF and practice vigilant see and avoid. That said, loss of life is never easy, and I hope that we can learn what happened and apply those learning lessons once the final report comes out. What we do know is there were many heroes that day. Tourists rushed to help the people of both downed helicopters, rendering aid where they could. It's a positive restoration in humanity to see so many people reach out during a time of crisis. And we at Taking Off send our deepest condolences to the victims and their families and wish those in the hospital a full recovery. Sometimes we report on difficult and often tragic stories like this one, and it takes a lot of work to research and edit these stories so we can bring the information to you, the viewers. We do this so that we can try to get the facts out and hopefully become more educated about the cause of these incidents so that we can prevent them from happening moving forward. It's our sponsors that help us bring these to you, so I'd like to thank them for supporting our channel. Please take a moment to check out their links, and please take a moment to like and subscribe, as that helps our channel as well. In addition to doing these breaking news stories, we also like to review older accidents so that we can gather and learn from those as well. Here's one that I did recently on John Denver, so go ahead and click on that, take a look, and tell me what you think. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time on Taking Off.